This is the Enrichment Sports Source with your host, John Pennington.
Good Sunday morning and welcome into the Enrichment Sports Source. As you can see, we're still in a holiday celebration mood. Today, last week was our 10th annual Christmas Spectacular. This is our 10th annual New Year's. We'll have a good show, I promise. Football, basketball, a scouting report on Virginia, bowl projections, a lot of special guests. It's going to be a fun show. We hope you'll stick with us as we talk UT sports from start to finish. First segment, as always, brought to you by our good friends at Enrichment Federal Credit Union. Stay connected to your money with Enrichment's new mobile app. Real-time account balances, recent transactions. You can apply for a car loan or even compare loan rates right from your smartphone. It's available at the Apple and Android stores for apps. The new mobile banking app from Enrichment Federal Credit Union, just another way they make banking easier for you, the East Tennessee neighbor that they are. They have 8 different locations in the Knoxville area. All right, I want to welcome in the gang today, and we will be changing out the group a little bit as we have some more folks with us. Mark Pancratz played for Bruce Pearl, coached on the staff of Bruce Pearl and Conzo Martin. Mark, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Bob Hodge, freelance contributor to the Knoxville News Sentinel. Always good to have you here. Same for this man, who's a full-time employee of the Knoxville News Sentinel, Mike Strange. Also do radio on 990, the Sentinel Show. And right there, I can't even begin the list. Media mogul, Golf News of Tennessee, Chuck Cavaleris. Good to have you here. And I did just want to say this. You're really not a member of our team until we somehow poke fun at you. And Mark, as the newest member, I was going back through some old photos this week for something I was doing on MrSEC.com, and I came across this. Look next to the guy in the V. Who is that in the O? We got a young Mr. Pancratz there, painted up from about, what was that, 5 or 6 years ago, I guess. That was probably his first season.
A long time ago.
Mark, what was the story behind that?
Well, we're spelling it out for the Lady Vols game, and we didn't get enough players to want to participate, so I was a GA at the time. Coach Pearl said, Pancratz, you're doing it. I said, Coach, the only way I'm doing it is if I'm one of the letters right next to you, because I knew it'd be all over every magazine out there. So sure enough, there I was the O.
You're famous. All right. Let's talk a little bit about Tennessee basketball. Last week on our Christmas show, I asked who might be the player that would act as Clarence the Angel and save Conzo Martin's job. Mike Strange said Derek Reese. Then he immediately comes out and has a double-double against Morehead State. Your thoughts on your prediction? Did you see it coming, or was that just a dart at the ball?
Well, I was being a smart aleck because Derek Reese was the only guy who hadn't played to that point. I didn't see any job savers from what we'd seen so far, but I think that proves that Conzo Martin either watches this show or tapes it. He may be at church on Sunday morning, but I believe he tapes the show and watches it because he pulled Derek Reese out of the mothballs and got 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 block shots in 19 minutes or something.
Is that something you expect to see on and on, or is that a
double-double?
Thing?
No. But I saw a Derek Reese who could help this team.
A contributor, Mark Pancratz, your thoughts on Derek Reese and his role?
Well, I definitely think he can contribute. Last year he showed glimpses of things like this, his ability to shoot the ball. He stretches the floor because, with Jarnell and Jerron, we've all talked about how it closes down the court with him out there. His IQ will help him. The big thing why he stopped playing once we got in SEC play last year was he couldn't rebound or defend the 4 position in the SEC. And so if he's able to do that, he adds that element offensively to benefit our team.
Guys, Bob, Chuck, you guys take anything from Derek Reese's performance?
Well, we knew you needed to shake something up because, in some of those games that you can't coach effort. And if you're not getting effort, you got to get somebody out there that's going to give you that. So I think Conzo almost has too many options that are equal, that he can't really pick one over the other, and then he's staying with his veteran players. And I think you still need to look at shaking things up because the greatest motivator in basketball to me is on the bench. And if you're not out there giving great effort, come over here and sit down next to me.
Well, I think Chuck summed it up best when you said too many options that are just equal. And you want them to shake it up, but what do you shake it up with?
You could run the risk. It's a little like fantasy football. This guy stinks for 2 weeks, so you sit him and you put this other guy in who's been great, then he stinks when he gets in there. And you flip-flop it all the time, and you never hit on the right guy. it could be that kind of a situation with this basketball team. Let me take a look very quickly here at the RPI, and this was going into yesterday's game. Here are the SEC RPIs. Now, Tennessee in some computer rankings is all the way as high as 40, but most of the RPI that are tied into mimicking what the NCAA uses have the Vols way down there about 70. And as we've discussed before, if you're outside the top 40, you're on thin ice. So that's not an easy way to make the tournament. Florida 13th, LSU 17th, Kentucky, Missouri, Vanderbilt, Arkansas. One thing that does work in Tennessee's favor, however, is for the first time in about 3 years, the SEC has actually jumped to number 6 in the conference rating. So it had been 8 2 years ago. It was 8 and 7 last year, 7 all season up until now. Yesterday, Kentucky beats Louisville. Alabama falls to UCLA. NC State, who beat Tennessee, gave Missouri a good game. So the SEC up a little in the RPI. Let's take a look at Tennessee's schedule the rest of the way. All right, you see here opportunities, okay? 1 through 50, and that's the current RPI as of Friday. The yellow is road games. So you've got these good teams that are 1 through 50, and most of them are on the road, which is rough. I mean, good luck winning on the road. Then you got the 50 through 99, which is just kind of the ho-hum bunch. You need to take care of business, but they're not going to do a lot for your own RPI number. Those are the ones that are mainly at home. Then you look at the really bad games, the one that can do you damage. Again, some of the worst teams in the league, A&M, Mississippi State, Auburn, on the road, which we've seen this team doesn't look like a group you'd be comfortable with watching on the road. So you look at the schedule there, it still looks like the best teams you play, the ones you want to knock off, a lot of those are on the road. The ones you definitely have to win, the crummy teams, they're on the road. The schedule almost worked out perfectly badly for Tennessee. We said a couple of weeks ago that they had to win out in the non-conference portion to make it to the NCAA tournament. More than likely. I said that. You gave me a look because you didn't say that. There's still chances. There's still chances they could get in. What are those chances at this point?
Well,
Go ahead.
I think it's a good thing that we play those bad teams on the road, because that is actually, if you win on the road, it's a better RPI victory as opposed to beating a bad team at home. The other thing is we got to win our home games. Those really good teams that we play at home, got to win them. And then if you split at home against the good one, or on the road against the good ones, you're in good position. And it's those middle games. You can't lose the middle games, all those games that you got at home.
Do you think their chances are where are they?
I
1 to
think
100.
they played themselves into a corner with a
Yeah.
poor first half of the season. You
Again.
started You started LSU. That's not a must-win, but it's pretty close. And then I think the quirk of the schedule, not playing Kentucky at home,
Yep.
is going to hurt you at the end.
All
I
right.
agree.
Very quickly.
The one other little small factor that could help them if Xavier and Wake Forest were to go on and have terrific years.
Wake Forest was picked 13th
Right.
in the
Yeah.
ACC out of 14. Okay.
We're reaching here. We're reaching.
We are reaching 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. What's the chances of making the tournament?
I'm going to hang there around about 20 right now. I mean, I don't see, if you lose more than 5 SEC games, can you make it?
Yeah, I agree.
And can this team not lose more than 5 SEC games?
Well, we'll continue to take a look at that week by week here on the Sports Source. When we come back, is this team who we think they is? We'll discuss. Cuonzo Martin and Bruce Pearl will compare some of their teams to one another. Come on back on the Enrichment Sports Source.